with Broth, we tried to produce a horror film, design a game that could scare people, but without being silly and gory. It's got to be something that had a nice story and you felt as though you're living in a scary house, for example. We pushed it one step further. It's never been pushed before, and I'm very pleased the way it's come out in that sense. There's not a lot out there that's sort of competing with it. There are very simple shoot-em-ups. Well, we've got that plus lots more in there. We've tied them well. They don't feel as though you would just sort of stick doom in there and try and stick some cruddy logic in there. It's really good logic and it works well and fits well with the game. And so you can't see the joins. And if you feel happy when you've played it, you think, I've done something for a change, rather than just killing monsters. I've actually done something.
Production designer of characters, backgrounds, all props. I storyboarded most of the haunting, as in script-wise for live action sequences. Storyboarded the intro. I think it says a lot about what's to come for the game, the actual promise of the actual game itself. It's 3D graphics and the silicon graphics, very impressive indeed. They've kept very true, God bless them, to my design.
I actually construct physically the rooms themselves, build them up using the Roth editor, and then after that I put the actual textures on the wall, develop them in D-Paint and 3ds and Photoshop. They just build the entire environment. It's a really sort of interesting feature of the game that you can go from such extremes of one location to the other.
Realms of the Haunting is played in the first-person narrative, first-person perspective. It's a cross really, it's a hybrid between your shoot-em-up arcade-style games and your traditional adventure-style games. It's a point-and-click as well.
Colt 45, semi-automatic handgun.
It's a huge game, massive. Sound-wise, it's a very rich project indeed. Hundreds of strange sounds. I mean, they're all make-believe sound effects for the most part, but the picture ambient.
We've got well over 2 hours of live action video footage in Realms. Before you say that's nothing to write home about, let me just tell you about it.
Basically, it's been a 7-week shoot, which is the length of a feature film. It's turned out to be very interesting, very different. Each shoot day has been very different from the next because there are so many things going on in the story. It's great fun when you've got so many different featured roles, so many villains, in that one week you might have Florentine around, next week you have Belial, and each of these actors come in and they're very entertaining and they have a great time. They really love working on a horror project because it's very different, very out of the ordinary.
Apparently there's 4 or 5 people putting in a bid for Adam's jacket, but his coat.
And Florentine's cane.
Yes, I think I might take the coat with me. There's a lot you have to tune very short to make the time. I'm not used to acting for 2 minutes and then standing around for 35 minutes.
Once the mould's made, we inject a liquid foam latex, bake it in an oven, and you'll get an appliance which comes out, which is soft and pliable, which you can glue onto an actor's face. The other props we've done, we've got the designs from Gremlin. The hardest effect was 2 feathers to drop in front of a camera, which took about a day to do. We're constantly trying to drop these feathers at Adam's feet and Rebecca's feet, and we had like a special designed feather dropping stick, which basically was a pole with 2 holes in it, and we used to rotate it and shake it and the feathers would drop out. It was probably the hardest shot we had to do.
As soon as you get into the blue screen room, that all goes up in the air, because then you suddenly start to realise that the shots that you've conceived in a conventional way, and you're now in an unconventional environment and you have to readjust. You don't have to be computer literate, but you have to be aware of what the Ultimate can achieve, what the game engine is capable of doing. Animations can be used in a certain sequence, sprites can be imported, or a variety of things that are indigenous to the computer environment.
Supplied with backgrounds from within the game, remove the blue screen from the characters so that they're actually keyable characters, add the special effects and make the whole scene look as though it does exist.
The level of sophistication is increasing all the time. Realms of the Haunting has got a huge amount of live action footage incorporated within the gameplay. this is pretty new stuff. It's very ambitious in the amount of it that it has, and it's a good mix. It seems that it's going to link very well with gameplay. I think that's going to happen more often. Productions are going to become larger, they're going to become more complex, and the qualities that you see in film and television will be expected in CD-ROM projects.
What have we got here?
Realms of the Haunting is an exciting horror, scary action adventure.